Hey guys, what is good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So yesterday, as we brought up the idea of these plates really being of no worth, even though if you were to put a monetary value on them, they could be over $2.5 million today. And Moroni and Mormon are just like, that's not why we brought this thing about. Even though this is why so many people tried to get them from Joseph Smith, probably tried to get them from Moroni this way as well. These plates needed to be protected, but the true value is not their weight in gold. It was what is on the record. In fact, as we go back to Mormon chapter 8, verse 14, where I left off midway through there, I am the same, this is Moroni speaking, who hideth up this record unto the Lord. The plates thereof are of no worth. Again, he's like, look, the value is not in the plates. Because of the commandment of the Lord, for he truly saith that no one shall have them to get gain, but the record thereof is of great worth. And whoso shall bring it to light, him will the Lord bless. Now, if you go over to the Come Follow Me manual for this week, there's a little heading here that says the Book of Mormon is of great worth. Now, many of you will remember that President Nelson gave a wonderful talk October 2017 called The Book of Mormon, What Would Your Life Be Like Without It? Where he talked about multiple examples, even from leaders of nations, seeing so much value in the content of the Book of Mormon. President Nelson said, if you were offered diamonds or rubies or the Book of Mormon, which would you choose? Honestly, which is of greater worth to you? Now, whenever I think of this idea of how much is really the Book of Mormon worth to you, I always think of this guy right here. I think of Parley P. Pratt. He has one of the coolest stories about his initial experience with the Book of Mormon. In fact, a lot of the early church leaders who encountered the Book of Mormon had similar situations. Parley P. Pratt felt the need to leave his home, to leave his farm in search of something greater, which eventually became the Book of Mormon. Now, when he came across the Book of Mormon, the story of him getting it is pretty cool as well. In fact, in his own words, he says this, I opened it with eagerness. I read its title page. I read then the testimony of several witnesses in relation to the manner of its being found and translated. After this, I commenced its contents by course. I read all day. Eating was a burden. I had no desire for food. Sleep was a burden when the night came, for I preferred reading to sleep. As I read, the Spirit of the Lord was upon me, and I knew and comprehended that the book was true as plainly and manifestly as a man comprehends and knows that he exists. My joy was now full, as it were, and I rejoiced sufficiently to more than pay me for all the sorrows and sacrifices and toils of my life. This discovery greatly enlarged my heart and filled my soul with joy and gladness. And then this cool statement here from Parley, I esteemed the book or the information contained in it more than all the riches of the world. Yes, I verily believe I would not at the time have exchanged the knowledge I then possessed for a legal title to all the beautiful farms, houses, and villages and property which passed in review before me on my journey through one of the most flourishing settlements of Western New York. So one of the things I'd like to be able to do with you, and you can actually do this in the comment section of wherever you're watching this, if it's on our podcast or on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, wherever you're watching this, or you can also share this on your own, wherever you want to do this, because let me remind you of the cool statement in chapter 8 of Mormon, verse 14, where Moroni says, whoso shall bring it to light, him will the Lord bless. Now, I don't think it's just talking about Joseph Smith there. I think it's also talking about us. When we take time to bring the Book of Mormon to light, the Lord will bless us because of the value which is on the pages. You know, we've spent the entire year from 1st Nephi all the way through to about Mormon chapter 6 or so. So one of the things I would invite you to do is just share something. Maybe it's a story, maybe it's a verse, maybe it's just an insight that you have had about how the Book of Mormon to you has been greater than all of the riches of the earth. This would be a great discussion also you could have at a class, you can have it as a family, just to go back and kind of review and look over what you've studied in the Book of Mormon. What for you has been of great worth, because the plates themselves are of no worth. What is on them is of great worth. If we truly recognize the value in the Book of Mormon and what it's really worth, that's where it starts to gain power in our lives, and that is where we start to want to share it with others. So I would invite you to bring the Book of Mormon to light to other people, to be able to share the things that have blessed your life. Again, maybe it's a verse, maybe it's a scripture story, maybe it's just an experience you had with it, but share what the Book of Mormon has meant to you and how you have seen value in it this year. And I think that'll be a very powerful experience for you as you do that. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. As always, we are so grateful that you do that. And if you like what you see, click the like button. And of course, if you haven't already, you got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. You guys have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.